What is up, you guys? It is Daily OIGO here, and in today's video, this is just gonna be my Magical Musketeer live duel commentary that I'm gonna be doing for you guys for the October 2022 format. So I just uploaded a deck profile recently for the Magical Musket deck here with the new spell that we got in Link into the Reigns and that I tested out in the deck. So if you guys do want to see the deck profile and want to get an in-depth look on the deck itself and what I'm actually playing in it, the link to that video will be in the description below. But here, guys, I'm just gonna be giving you some replays here of what the deck is like, because I didn't really feel like doing a test hand and combinatory would make a lot of sense, since this deck is more focused on going second. So that's why I just decided to do this as a live duel commentary here for you guys. And as you guys can see here, this replay specifically with against Sword Soul is not doing the best here, because this deck doesn't really have a good grind game in some matchups, especially against Sword Soul, because their grind game here is just really good. And yeah, before I forget, guys, don't forget to like the video, comment below what you guys want to see next, and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you guys don't miss out anytime I upload videos. So here, as you guys can probably tell, I did open up fairly well. Sometimes this deck does open up with a little bit too many spells, and sometimes Extract doesn't work all that well with this deck specifically, because you normally, when you want to activate spells, you want to do it on the turn that you actually do have a musket on the field. And if you're just doing Extract first and then summoning a monster, it doesn't really complement the deck that well. But as you guys can see here, with the new spell that we got here with Link into the Reigns, the deck has been doing is able to play through Disruption really fairly well against certain matchups. In this matchup specifically, you won't really get to see that, but later on down the line, as we go through the video, you guys will see it will definitely be able to do that. But here, you guys can see here, I do also have Ties of the Brethren in my hand, which I can do if I'm sure I can't go through the deck going first, but you know, I ended up not using it here, so it is what it is. But here, this matchup is going to be against Salamangre, which I actually had a fairly decent grind game with, considering this is an AI. I did have somewhat of a good grind game here, and obviously this is not the best representation of the deck, because it is playing cards like Max C here, which, you know, is still not a thing in the TCG, obviously. But still, the game itself was pretty fun, and I did have a decent grind here going second here. Granted, I did make a lot of misplays here and there in some of these games, but you know, luckily for me, I did not get punished too hard for it, considering this is just an AI. So I was thankful for that. And as you guys can see here, with cards like Ties of the Brethren in the main deck, this deck is able to swarm the field fairly well and able to plus off of that pretty consistently, regardless of what musket you have when you activate Ties. So it is really good for that, and it's exactly the reason why I wanted this build to be good, to have a good balance, I mean, going first and second. So with cards like Ties, it was really good for that. And as you guys can see, the AI here was able to bounce back pretty well and was able to clear up most of my board, but with the combination of cards I have in my hand, I was able to get through that pretty well. And this imperm did not really do all that much. In some of my games in real life, I am able to do much better than that, and this imperm would be really good. But here, you guys can see I actually made a misplay here with summoning Caspar under Sunlight Wolf, but you know, I did not get punished too much for it, so it is what it is. But as you guys can see, even with cards like IP Masquerade, where I'm able to spin a card back to the deck going second, as long as I can get beyond turn 3, it is really good, and it does help me control the board fairly well. And especially here, it did come in clutch when I summoned Unicorn off of it to spin back Borstar so that I don't get OTK'd here. It was really good for that, and regardless of its putting Doc in defense mode, I still was able to control the board with the remaining Musket cards in my hand. And if it weren't for me, in some of these games, you will tell that I would have had game in some of these matchups, but you know, I just wasn't able to see it there, so I do apologize for that. But here, I was almost able to get close to going lethal if I just opened up with Kid Brave here specifically to close the game. Then yeah, I probably would have been able to get through that, but I wasn't able to see that line when I was playing for some reason, which is weird. But as you can see, I did not get punished for that whatsoever. And for the last replay here, this was supposed to be against frogs, but you know, this AF for whatever reason did not open up that many frogs to play with, so I was able to close out this game specifically fairly quickly. And you guys can see our this new Into the Rains card has been doing really well, and it has generated so much advantage for me going second, and it's just a really good inclusion in the deck. So I really do recommend, regardless of what build you're playing, try to fit this in your build so that you can play through disruption better going second, because that is obviously one of the big downsides to Muskets, is that they are not able to play through disruption fairly well, and they're super normal summon reliant. But if you have cards like that, and if you're able to pair it with cards like Crooked Crown to actually give you another special summon, and it can still be really good for that as well. But here, I was able to close the game fairly well, and I was able to end that. So I think I've already shown you guys pretty much more of what this deck can do. So this replay is gonna be ending pretty soon, but thank you guys so much for watching this replay. It was really fun. Definitely give this a try and check out the deck profile, and definitely don't miss out for any other content I will be posting here pretty soon. So thank you again, guys, so much for watching. This is Dyneo YGO45 signing off.